Fascinating story we're about to report now. I suggest you watch it because the mayor of 6 major cities have written a letter to the Attorney General Bill Barr and the acting DHS Secretary Chad Wolf condemning the deployment of federal forces in their cities. The mayors of Seattle, Chicago, Atlanta, Portland, Washington, D.C., and Kansas City, here's what they write in part. They say, "It is unacceptable and chilling that this administration has formed and deployed the U.S. Department of Homeland Security Rapid Deployment Unit and is sending federal authorities to conduct crowd control on city streets and detain individuals." That comes after more protests in Portland over the weekend, including shocking scenes like this one, with federal officers savagely beating and pepper spraying a peaceful protester. Well, my next guest is one of the mayors who signed the letter, Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler. Mayor, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and I'm grateful that you're on.
I appreciate being here.
You've had protesting in your city for more than 50 days now, but the escalation in violence is really a recent change. What happened?
Oh, this is just crazy. We were coming to the end of our nightly demonstrations, at least the part where people were vandalizing things and some scattered acts of violence. But we saw the energy coming out of that. We thought it would be done in a couple of days. But then the federal government sent in dozens, if not hundreds of troops. They engaged in what I would describe as really abhorrent tactics. And basically, they blew the lid off of this. Since they've been here, we've had huge crowds come downtown. We've had more violence. We've had more violence. They basically kicked the hornet's nest.
Yeah. Let's put up some of this video. This video is so disturbing. You have camouflaged men taking a protester away in an unmarked van. And we have since learned that they are CBP officers, but you didn't ask for this assistance. How are your local law enforcement officials and residents reacting to this? Talk to me. Sorry.
They're not happy about it. Our local and our state law enforcement officials, elected officials, we're unified. We didn't ask for these troops in our city. We don't want these troops in our city. And the tactics they're using are very un-American, and everybody should pay attention to this. They're coming into our city. They're in unmarked vans. They pull people off the streets. They don't necessarily have probable cause, and they don't actually identify who they are to the people they're pulling into the vans. So there's some really serious constitutional issues here.
Okay, a couple things. Everyone they pull off the street, have they been charged? I hear some people, they just let them go and not charge them.
They not only not charged them, in some cases they didn't even identify who they were. So we have people who've come back and they've said, I feel like I was kidnapped. They didn't tell me why they'd pulled me into the van, who they were, why they were here. They didn't have insignia. And that's just not the kind of thing you see on the streets of America.
What about, the conservatives are very much pro-states' rights. What does that say about this case?
Well, in this case, they're trampling our states' rights. Our governor, our 2 United States senators, our local law enforcement officials, elected leaders, we're all basically saying, go away. They have definitely escalated the situation here. They've created more danger for both our local residents as well as our local law enforcement, and we don't want them here. And the part that's even scarier for us, and the part I really want other people in America to pay attention to, is the president has admitted that he is sending his federal troops into cities based on the political affiliation of the people who run those cities. In other words, what he describes as liberal Democrat cities. And that, in my opinion, is a blatant abuse of federal policing power, and it's a threat to democracy. We should all be very concerned about this.
Yeah, besides being grammatically incorrect, it should be democratic cities. You believe that President Trump is breaking the law, and these developments may even be unconstitutional. What recourse do you have at this point?
Well, we have the courts. We are, as I say, our state attorney general has sought legal action against the Trump administration. She believes, as do I, that these tactics are unconstitutional. In the United States, you still have to have probable cause. People still have their rights, and those rights seem to be trampled on right now.